Hi everyone, my name is Jared Wells. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to take a trip to the 2007 draft, when the next great quarterback was taken 22 overall, and what happened with his young career. This is Life and Times. Brady Quinn was born on October 27, 1984. Quinn grew up in Ohio and went to Dublin Kaufman High School, which was ranked 6th in the Detroit Free Press's Best of the Midwest team list. As a junior in high school, Quinn threw for 2,200 yards, 15 interceptions, and 21 touchdowns. They posted a 9-4 record that year. Whereas in his senior year, Quinn threw for 2,149 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Quinn completed 143 passes out of 258. That year, his team posted an 8-4 record. Following this year, Quinn received a scholarship to Notre Dame. Quinn set 36 records at Notre Dame over his 4 years there. In his first year at Notre Dame, he was put in over junior quarterback Carlisle Holliday. We'll come back to him later, after Notre Dame lost to Michigan State. Quinn started the next game versus Purdue. In this game, Quinn posted 297 passing yards on 59 attempts. During this year, Brady had junior tight end Jerome Collins, sophomore tight end Anthony Fasano, junior running back Ryan Grant, and senior running back Julius Jones. On the other side of the ball was future Giants defensive end and two-time Super Bowl champion Justin Tuck. Notre Dame beat the Boilermakers 28-10. The Fighting Irish post a 5-7 record, down from the 10-3 record from the previous year. The 2004 season started with doubt. Julius Jones graduated and declared for the draft. No one's faith was super high, even though Darius Walker, a highly sought-after recruit, this year started bad with a loss to BYU, and they recovered quick with a couple of wins versus U of M and Michigan State. Notre Dame met the Purdue Boilermakers Week 5 versus Cal Orton. They lose a big game, but end the year at 6-6. They got to a bowl game this year, the Insight Bowl. They lose to Oregon State 21-38. After this bowl game, they fired their coach Tyrone Willingham. After this bowl game, Notre Dame fired their coach Tyrone Willingham. They wanted to hire Utah coach Urban Meyer, but he went to Florida, and the Fighting Irish went with Charlie Weiss for the New England Patriots. The 2005 season started off hot, going 2-0 versus Pittsburgh and U of M. The next time they meet Purdue, they were 4-1, only losing to Michigan State. This time it was Brandon Kirsch that Quinn had to take out. Notre Dame would beat Purdue and posted a 9-3 record, better than the last 2 years. The Irish got the Fiesta Bowl that year. Quinn and the Fighting Irish met junior quarterback Troy Smith and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Notre Dame would lose to Ohio State 34-20. The team lost 6 players to the draft this year. 2007 was Brady's last year at Notre Dame, but this would end up being his best year, with Quinn, Jeff Sarmagia, Darius Walker, and Tom Zabrowski all coming back. There was a lot of hype around this team. This is Charlie Weiss's second season with the Fighting Irish. They started the season strong, again taking out Georgia Tech and Penn State 2-0 to face number 11 U of M. U of M would beat them, and after that, they went on an 8-game winning streak. They lost their last game to number 3 USC, posting a 10-2 record. The Irish got to the Sugar Bowl. Number 11 Notre Dame would face number 4 LSU in the 2007 All-State Sugar Bowl. This game got a lot of attention since this was the first Sugar Bowl in New Orleans since Hurricane Katrina. Notre Dame would lose to LSU 14-41, ending Quinn's college career in a loss, and he would declare for the draft.
We were talking about this on a commercial. They don't have this. Wait a minute. The point difference.
Coming into the 2007 draft, he was a legitimate number 1 pick this year, but did not go that way. Brady dropped from number 1 to number 22 and got drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Quinn signed a 5-year deal worth $22.2 million, with $7.5 million guaranteed, up to $30 million with incentives.
This first-round pick that Dallas perhaps extracted from them is what they were holding over their head, saying, we'll just go ahead and take our guy, and your guy will go to the Kansas City Chiefs. But it appears Brady Quinn is about to become a Cleveland Brown.
With the 22nd pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Brady Quinn, quarterback, Notre Dame.
So there you have it.
That's more tears than booze.
If I had told you that the Cleveland Browns would come away with both Joe Thomas and Brady Quinn in this draft, no one would have believed.
Quinn started his career with the Browns. Quinn was originally third string behind Charlie Frye and Derek Anderson. After a loss to the Steelers, Frye was traded to the Seattle Seahawks, which upgraded Anderson to starter. After Anderson hurt his pinky and wrist, Quinn was then upgraded to starter. Quinn played 3 games and went 2-1. The Browns were a respectable 10-6, but still did not get a playoff spot. Brady Quinn did not make the Pro Bowl. That honor was bestowed onto Derek Anderson. This Pro Bowl was the most Browns selections since the 1995 season. The Browns re-signed Romeo Crennel as head coach for 2 more years. After starting 3-5, the Browns coaching staff benched Anderson and played Quinn against the Broncos. Although Quinn helped his team build a 2-touchdown lead, his first start ended in a loss. In his second official start against the Bills, going up 13-0 early in the second, the Bills came back with an 18-yard pass from Trent Edwards to Marshawn Lynch to make it 13-7. Ryan Lindell kicks a field goal to make it 13-10 as the second quarter closes. By the beginning of the fourth quarter, the score was 16-13. As the fourth quarter comes to a close, with the score as close as it can be, 26-27, Phil Dawson hits a 56-yard field goal to make it 29-7, and the Browns snap a 2-game losing streak. As the Browns move from Monday night to Sunday afternoon, the Browns return home to face the Houston Texans. After the war the Browns had the week before does not translate to this week. The Browns lost 16-6, and after the game was announced, Quinn was hurt and will miss the rest of the season. The Browns went 4-12 this season. After the 2008 season, the Browns management fired Romeo Crennel and hired Eric Mangini as Crennel's replacement. Mangini was uncertain who was going to helm the Browns offense, so the fight begins between Anderson and Quinn for the starting job. 4 days before the season opener, Mangini announced Quinn as the starter. Halfway through the third game against the Baltimore Ravens, Quinn was benched and Anderson finished the game. Quinn sat until Week 8 when he joined the offense with 3 minutes on the clock in a 30-6 loss. Before the Week 10 Monday night game, it was announced Quinn would start again. The Browns lost to the Ravens and got shut out 16-0. The Browns traveled to Detroit to face the Lions. This was the game where Stafford broke his shoulder and still won the game. Very close 37-38 Lions win. Quinn and the Browns beat the Steelers and the Chiefs, although Brady suffered a Liz Frank foot injury. It was placed on IR for the last 2 games. On March 14, 2010, Quinn was traded to the Broncos for running back Peyton Hillis. The first season with Denver, Quinn and Kyle Orton, the current Denver Broncos quarterback, had to fight for the starting job. Orton ultimately won out and started the entire season. In August 2011, Quinn was listed as the second QB behind Orton. Tim Tebow, the newest QB the Broncos drafted, started halfway through the Week 5 game against the San Diego Chargers and started every game thereafter. In 2 years with Denver, Quinn never played in any games. On March 17, 2012, Quinn signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, backing up Matt Castle. Quinn made his Chiefs debut after Castle suffered a concussion against the Ravens. Romeo Crennel, the head coach at the time, announced Quinn as the starter. After less than a quarter, Quinn suffered his own concussion, replaced by Castle for future games. Quinn once again replaced Castle against the Cincinnati Bengals on October 15th. Quinn was awarded the starting job once again. Quinn signed with the New York Jets on September 2, 2013, but was released 5 days later. Quinn re-signed on September 9, 2013, and was released again October 21, 2013. On April 11, 2013, Quinn signed with Seattle to be the backup for Russell Wilson, but was cut August 13, 2013. Quinn signed with the Rams on October 23, 2013 to back up Kellen Clemens. Brady herniated 2 discs in his back and never saw the field. Quinn was not going to play in the 2014 season and was a color commentator on NFL on Fox. In his contract he signed, there was a clause that he could leave the show and play football. He was signed on August 11th and released on August 26, 2014. Brady Quinn never really got a chance. Yeah, he was drafted by the Browns and started a little bit. But it doesn't help that him and Anderson are fighting for that spot. I think if he got a real chance with the Seahawks or maybe even the Finns, I think he would have been pretty good. Or maybe even great. We'll never really know. But tell me what you think below in the comments. I would like to know what you think. What could happen with Brady Quinn if he was given a chance on the Jets or the Dolphins or anything else like that. And I just want to thank everybody for watching, and I will be doing another one of these before the next history of the NFL. Thank you.